Rotu's DragonSoul Hero Review. Let's begin. Up for review this week, Spirit Wolf. Her white active skill, Mesmerize. Blows magic dust, dealing 3 stars worth of magic damage to all nearby foes and mesmerizing them for 8 seconds. Guaranteed to mesmerize foes' skill level or lower. While mesmerized, foes that try to use their active skill will lose energy and their skill will fizzle. Has the magic damage trait. I think the wording on the range is a little misleading. It has a very big range. The damage is pretty solid considering it's an irrelevant aspect. I like to refer to this as stone form light. It has its niche, silence and blind shut down any magic or physical skill respectively. This skill shuts down every active skill but nothing else, and potentially wastes their energy. Although it is not considered a disable, which is kind of stupid, but also it isn't affected by tenacity, so there is that. I rate this as a 5-star skill. Her green skill, Feral Taunt. The ally with the most remaining health is attacked by all foes. This ally's armor is increased by 1,200. Feral Taunt lasts for 6 seconds. Has no traits. This is a potentially double-edged skill. It can be great, but can also get your own hero killed. Apparently, this skill works on area attacks as well. If this goes off and then an enemy Medusa stone forms, only your one hero is affected. I don't like that it only gives armor though. I wish it gave both armor and magic resistance, even if split. I rate this as a 4-star skill. Her blue skill, Call of the Wild, rips off a piece of cloth, which transforms into a ghostly wolf that bites the closest foe for 3 stars worth of magic damage. Has the magic damage and the piercing damage trait. It's an attack. The visuals are pretty cool and the wolf dances at the end of the fight, but it's nothing that special. I rate this as a 3-star skill. Her purple skill, Critical Thinking. Spirit Wolf's otherworldly attunement to nature increases her and her allies' crit rating by 480. Has no traits. I wish more people had this skill. Not in DragonSoul, but just in life in general. I'm a sucker for team buffs, so I love this skill. Crit rating is the one that boosts heroes' chances of getting a crit, not the one that increases the crit damage. I rate this as a 5-star skill. Her orange legendary skill, The Next Day You're Out. At the start of combat, Spirit Wolf gives all foes a debuff that increases any disables cast on them by 60%, and she also increases her magic vamp by 600. Has no traits. This skill is unlocked when you promote to orange and then do 3 quests. Quest 1, Breakout. Sacrifice 800 crowbars. That's a lot of crowbars. The game added crowbars to everything, so they're falling out of our ears now, so this is actually pretty easy. But indulge me a minute. She needs 800 crowbars to break someone presumably out of jail. Assuming an average weight of 5 pounds per bar, that's 4,000 pounds of crowbars. Or at $10 a pop, that's $8,000 worth of crowbars. I mean, I've never looked into breaking someone out of jail, but I could probably come up with a better plan by accident. Don't let her plan your heists. Quest 2, Laying Low on the Lamb, Skin Rug. Don't use Spirit Wolf in any mode for 5 consecutive days. This was harder than I expected. Remembering not to use her in Crypt was the hardest. It's from when the quest opens though, so if you unlock her at the end of the day, it'll count even if you've already used her earlier. Quest 3, Make Everyone Forget. Mesmerize 200 enemies in 1 day. Only counts if you win. What happened? Who are you? What the hell am I doing? This skill is crazy good. Like I said, I'm a sucker for team boosts, and I still am. This skill increases disable durations by 60%. Stun, silence, blind, petrify, although not her own mesmerize. The magic vamp is also very good. Not as impactful as Dark Dracul's, but still a welcome addition. I rate this as a 5-star skill. Suggested runes are Mist for a plus 40% magic resist, and River for plus 20% energy gain. I did go with River, but opted for Tree for a plus 15% health instead. For stats, on her keystone, her optimals are Skill Power, Intellect, and Starting Energy. On major runes, for primary stats, I went with Health, because I went Tree, but Skill Power is a solid choice, and I considered Attack Speed, since her basic attack is magic, so she would use her magic vamp more often. On minor runes, for primary stats, she should have Expertise. If you can't get Expertise, Starting Energy. For tertiary stats on any rune, Conservation, Fury, and cooldown reduction are the most important. Magic penetration, accuracy, and crit boosts are useful. Armor penetration, longer disable, and lifesteal are useless, so avoid them. Where do I use Spirit Wolf? I do use her in Boss Pit. She has some piercing attacks, so with the crit bonuses added, I use her on Aurum 3. I do not use her in Titan Temple, like Medusa. She simply cannot affect enemies that far above her level. I do not use her in Colosseum, but I am trying to find a spot for her. I think she's worth having there, I just haven't found a good spot yet. I do not use her in Fight Pit. I do use her in Expedition on Server 10, but not on Server 3, barring events. She is a very easy hero to pair with, but she excels with some heavy tanks, such as Dark Horse or Skeleton King, technically his Skeledeer, because she boosts critical chance that's better served with heroes who hit hard, such as Electric Yeti, Wee Witch, Understudy, etc. Once legendary, she teams up well with anyone who uses a disable, Dust Devil, Dragon Lady, Cosmic Elf, Medusa, and so on. I don't know how much input Sniper Wolf had, but she was part of the launch of Spirit Wolf. I've always found that actually really cool and wish they had done it more often. I would love to design a hero, so Gree, hit me up. Spirit Wolf is a very good hero who helps in a lot of different areas and can act as a Medusa light, and ironically a counter to her. I think her Mesmerize should be a disable, but the Tenacity immunity really makes me only 50-50 on that. Overall, I rate Spirit Wolf as a 4-star hero. She is a must-have, but not being the best choice for every situation and an augmenting hero, she doesn't perform well on her own, similar to Crimson Witch. Thanks for watching. Now, super generic outro. Okay, that's the end.